So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And those who are hardworking people, they have a future, and those who are hardly working people, they have. So, we will start from Parimita Pradhan. Chali. Today was a easy comparatively, except the Godard. If you think Godard is difficult, but actually, let's see. हाँ, चालू करिए.
Hello, sir. Films are created when there is no one looking. They are invisible when you can't see the incredible, and it is the task of cinema to show you that.
Okay. Now, wait. Now, before you start reading it, suppose I am from a village from Bihar. Okay. And now you have to explain your answer to me in Hindi. Okay. So explain that answer to me, what you have written first. Have you understood the question? What is happening is, I have been noticing it for last couple of times. People go to Google, do some Google business, and from there some cut and paste do thing without trying to answer it from their heart. Got my point? And that is actually, let me just finish one thing. Till you will not understand the question, you will not be able to answer it. That's why I said you have understood the question. Now explain the answer what you have written here to me in Hindi, so that you can't read it from here.
Okay, sir. Actually,
if you can explain it to me, you can also explain it to others also.
Okay, sir. Actually,
क्या मतलब हुआ पहले क्वेश्चन का मतलब क्वेश्चन क्या है? गोदार्ड का स्टेटमेंट है ये, तो ये आपको इसमें क्या समझ आया पहले वो?
Films are created when there is no one looking.
मतलब वो बात का
मैंने एक्चुअली इससे उसको ऐसे रिलेट किया, जब हम ज्यादा कंसर्न नहीं होते हैं तब एक मूवमेंट क्रिएट होता है.
मूवमेंट की बात नहीं है, फिल्म की बात हो रही है.
वो एक सिनेमा का
फिल्म है, 2 घंटे की फिल्म है, 1.5 घंटे की.
हाँ जी. तो एक्चुअली मेरे हिसाब से वो एक सिनेमा होता है जो स्पॉन्टेनियसली क्रिएट होता है, जो एक्चुअली एक इमेज होता है जो एक दिखाई नहीं देता है. हमेशा हम इमेज के अंदर जो होता है कैरेक्टर्स, हम उसको ही देखते हैं, लेकिन उसके इमोशंस और वो कैरेक्टर्स के स्टोरी वो हम सब नहीं देख पाते हैं. वो एक सिनेमा जो डायरेक्टर है वो थ्रू प्लॉट, थ्रू कैरेक्टर्स, थ्रू देयर डायलॉग्स, जब वो आफ्टर एडिटिंग हम एक फाइनल कट देखते हैं तब पता चलता है कि अच्छा एक्चुअली हमने ये नहीं देखा था, ये हमने परसीव नहीं किया था. आई मीन एक पर्सपेक्टिव जो हमने वो जो है फिल्म मेकर्स का, मुझे लगा ये आंसर क्वेश्चन जो उसके बारे में ज्यादा है. जो
चलो पढ़ो. हाँ.
Jean-Luc Godard, the rule breaker always explores to its full potential, whether it's jump cut in Breathless or exploring 3D technology in Goodbye to Language. He is very much inspired by paintings. When the viewer understands the existence of space outside the painting's edges, Godard wanted to explore the illusion of depth in a 3D image, beyond the frame. Like why this painting is made, what is the story behind it, or the conflict, emotional dilemma of the subject in the frame. It is the task of cinema to show that. He always manipulates the frame with text. Godard thinks techniques create limitations by setting standards and rules. Where 3D techniques used for superhero movies or fight scenes, Godard uses it so how men and women communicate and then playfully observe their dog's loyalty. No one sees the dog as third-party interference. He uses it to examine the depth of human experience, pure faith, pure curiosity. This is what we called cinema. Example, in the movie Close Up by Abbas Kiarostami, the main character of the film faked himself as a famous director tricks a family into believing that what audience as well as the family in the movie sees himself as a defrauder. But the beauty lies what we don't see, would not be able to see without the perspective and narration the filmmaker Abbas Kiarostami gave. That's what cinema does. There are many definitions of cinema. What is truly cinema is the invisible element. To create that moment with spontaneity, one must have that perspective. Sometimes succeed, sometimes fail, but that happens when no one is concerned. It's only moments and later turned into memories. Sir.
You have answered one part of the question. There are two parts of the question. I'll tell you. एक था कि how the statement is related to the essential nature of cinema. You can elaborate your answer with examples of some films you have seen. Yeah, you have attempted to answer this. Second part of the question was, how do you think the statement may find validity in your own image of a potential film director? तुम अगर खुद filmmaker हो या खुद को visualize कर रहे हो as a filmmaker, तो how will you apply this statement to yourself?
Sir, last paragraph मैंने जो लिखा है, actually if I would be a filmmaker, that's my definition of cinema.
कहाँ पे लिखा है तुमने? एक बार just go to the last paragraph.
There are many definitions of cinema. What is truly cinema is the invisible element. To create that moment with spontaneity, one must have that perspective. Sometimes succeed, sometimes fail, but that happens when no one is concerned. It's only moments and later turns into memories.
ये तुम्हारा पर्सपेक्टिव है? ये तुम्हारा पर्सपेक्टिव है? अच्छा.
जी सर.
Okay. Naresh, just scroll up, ऊपर आ जाओ. Okay. First tell me, films are created when there is no one looking, they are invisible. What you can't see is the incredible. It is the task of cinema to show you that. Okay. So the task of cinema, according to Jean-Luc Godard, is to show you that which cannot be seen. Okay. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है, देखो क्या है, हम लोग एक रूम के अंदर बैठे हैं, ठीक है, किसी के लिए इंतजार कर रहे हैं, किसी के घर में गए हैं या किसी के ऑफिस में गए हैं, हम लोग रूम के अंदर बैठे हुए हैं, और there are a lot of things in the room which we see but we don't observe. Okay. And we are waiting for somebody. So according to Godard, and I'm just giving a random example, okay, an artist or a filmmaker would select certain things from that surrounding, you know, and make a film out of that. And when you see that film, which is based on that particular surrounding jahan pe tum baithe the, you suddenly start noticing a lot of things which you had not noticed when you're sitting alone. Okay, na? So the things assume meanings, things assume significance which had escaped your notice as an individual. Okay, but now they are visible. Now they certainly, you know, assume a meaning, a significance, because a filmmaker has selected those elements, you know, put them in a certain pattern or a certain order, and that which was invisible to you suddenly becomes visible. Okay, na? That is the meaning of the sentence. And this is the process, this is the creative process, this is how films are created when no one's looking. When the filmmaker is selecting, he works almost in isolation. First of all, I must tell you, working in isolation ka matlab kya hai? Though filmmaking is a team activity, a filmmaker takes the help, harnesses the help of so many different departments. It is only the filmmaker who knows what the film is about, what he's trying to say. An individual camera person or an individual sound recordist, an individual art director may not have the complete vision of the film. Okay, it is only the filmmaker who has a complete vision of the film. Others may or may not have. Okay, so that is why it says that films are created when there's no one looking, they are invisible. In the sense that filmmaker, despite working with a team, you know, he's creating certain things to make sense of, why do we need stories? Tell me, why do we need stories? Why do we watch films? Why do we read a novel? Because stories are essential. Stories are, any society survives through stories, right from the ancient ages, from the times of, you know, Stone Age people. Okay, the Stone Age people drew paintings on the caves, the cave paintings. They were also telling stories. Okay, hunters and gatherers. हम लोग आज भी हम लोग stories बोल रहे हैं through the medium of cinema or through the medium of web series or novel or poems. Stories का जरूरत क्या है बोलो? What is the function of stories?
बेसिकली हम स्टोरी से कुछ सीखते हैं। वो एक्चुअली अगर मुझे लगता है स्टोरी एक्चुअली हमें एक नई दुनिया को इंट्रोड्यूस कराता है हमें।
Okay. Yeah, you're very close.
New characters, new
these are the I'm engaging in this discussion because you might face these kind of questions when you sit for the entrance exam. Okay. देखो stories, first of all ये एकदम clear कर लो, life जो हम लोग, the life that we live is very very random. We don't have a handle on life. We cannot comprehend life. हम लोग कुछ चाहते हैं, कुछ होता और है। कुछ मर्डर होता है जिसके बारे में हम लोग न्यूज़पेपर में पढ़ते हैं, हम लोग डिस्टर्ब हो जाते हैं, हम लोग एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पाते, यार ऐसा मर्डर कैसे किया इन लोगों ने। 11 people hung themselves in Delhi 2 years ago. How could this happen? So we are always seeking answers to a whole lot of questions which disturb us in real life. Okay, so storytelling is an attempt, or stories are an attempt by the storyteller or by the artist to make sense of life, to make sense of that randomness of life. Life is chaotic, life is random. Art, art is order. So the journey of art is always from chaos or randomness to some kind of an order, and then only then do we understand that particular situation which we are not being able to understand thanks to the stories. Abhi jo tumne bola, stories help us to understand life. Okay, we draw a meaning. That is the duty of the that is the duty of the storyteller. Okay, so ये कौन करता है? तुम हम नहीं कर रहे हैं as an audience or as an ordinary citizen. ये कौन कर रहा है? फिल्म मेकर कर रहा है, नॉवेलिस्ट कर रहा है, लेखक कर रहा है, पेंटर कर रहा है, फोटोग्राफर कर रहा है ना, जो आर्टिस्ट होते हैं। तो वो जो काम कर रहा है वो बहुत ही उसका तरीका जो है, films are, so यहाँ पे we are talking about films are created when nobody is looking. When nobody is looking, what he means, what does Godard mean by that? When nobody is looking, कि the ordinary person has no clue what is the director up to. Okay, his process, his ways of approaching certain material, the raw material of life, is almost invisible. He has his own system, he has his own formula, he has his own rules and regulations which he applies to make a film. Okay, and when he has made the film, we suddenly see the film and notice a lot of things. Suddenly a lot of things become very clear. Abbas Kiarostami का very famous statement है कि life makes sense only when seen through a frame. तुम फ्रेम जब हटा दोगे ना, लाइफ रैंडम है। तुम अगर एक फ्रेम अगर रेक्टेंगुलर फ्रेम हाथ में अगर पकड़ोगे and see the world in front of you, the reality in front of you, suddenly it will assume a different meaning. तुम कैमरा का व्यू फाइंडर से जब तुम कुछ देखते हो, suddenly it assumes a different meaning. और कैमरा का व्यू फाइंडर कैमरा जब हटा दोगे, तुम वो फ्रेम जब हटा दोगे, लाइफ इज समथिंग एल्स। ठीक है ना? तो दिस इज व्हाट ही इज ट्राइंग टू से। सो पहले तुम्हें समझना पड़ेगा गोदार बोलना क्या चाह रहा है, कि हर फिल्म मेकर, हर आर्टिस्ट का एक तरीका होता है which may not make sense to the audience. It makes sense to the audience only after the film has been made. Okay, suddenly we notice things which were not there in our, the way we were looking at things, because we were not observant the way the filmmaker is observant. Okay, so have you addressed this question? मेरा कहना ये है, तुमने जो किया है, हाँ, तुमने 3D वगैरह का कुछ examples दिया है. You have put it from a film made by Godard. Okay, how he manipulates and the edges of the frame, things beyond the frame. तुमने कुछ example definitely दिया है. I think you have answered some part of the question. Okay, which is not bad. I appreciate the effort. ठीक है, 3D technology वगैरह. But I doubt if you have been able to understand the meaning of the question properly. But your effort is appreciable. नरेश, तुम कुछ बोलना चाहते हो, या परिणीता तुम कुछ बोलना चाहते हो?
Sir, hello.
Hello, Naresh. The frame has disappeared. Yeah. Parinita, anything else you want to add? Anything else you want to say? Oh, well,
sir, actually,
did I make myself clear? Parinita, first tell me that.
Sir, hello.
हाँ
इसमें एक ही मैंने सर थोड़ा स्क्रॉल अप करेंगे प्लीज.
स्क्रॉल अप. हाँ नरेश, स्क्रॉल अप अ लिटिल. हाँ
ओके.
एक्चुअली मैंने यहाँ पे एक लिखा है where 3D techniques used for superhero movies or fight scenes, Godot uses to it to show how men and women communicate and then playfully observes their dog's loyalty. No one sees the dog.
So unmute करो. हाँ.
He uses it to examine the depth of human experience, pure faith, pure curiosity. This is vertical cinema. सर एक्चुअली मैंने यहाँ पे जो सर आपने एक बात कहा जो मैंने थोड़ा सा इसको शायद इतना क्लैरिट नहीं हुआ था, लेकिन मैं थोड़ा इसको समझती थी कि एक्चुअली
again we are yeah.
लेकिन हमें जो स्टोरी आगे बढ़ता है ये है जो
वीडियो ऑफ कर लीजिए और ऑडियो पे बोलिए बस.
हाँ वीडियो ऑफ कर लो. हाँ
हेलो.
हाँ
वैसे ही जो आवाज कायरोस्तमी की जो मूवी क्लोजर पे जो मेन कैरेक्टर है, हम उसको जैसे ही आगे उसको फॉलो अप करते हैं ऐसा लगता है कि वो एक फ्रॉड ही है ऐसे, लेकिन वो उसको एक सिनेफाइल के तरह उसको एक्सप्रेस करता है खुद को. मुझे लगता है इस कोड से शायद वो रिलेट करता है थोड़ा सा, अगर मैं गलत हूँ तो.
हाँ ये भी तुमने जो क्लोजअप के बारे में लिखा अब्बास कियारोस्तामी, बेसिकली हाँ just scroll down a little where fakes himself as a famous director, tricks a family into believing his story. Okay, what audience as well as a family in the movie sees himself it's like he's a fraud guy, but the beauty lies that we don't see, wouldn't be able to see without the perspective and narration the filmmaker. So this is a little vague. ये समझ में नहीं आ रहा तुम exactly क्या बोल. That is what cinema does. So I'm not being able to understand the meaning of your line. But the beauty lies what we don't see, wouldn't be able to see. What do we don't see? What will we not be able to see without the perspective and the narration? He is a fraud. There's no doubt about it. But we empathize with the character. We sympathize with the character because he is also, somewhere he loves cinema, and we begin to empathize with him, and we begin to sympathize with him. And the filmmaker Abbas Panayev, that is what cinema does.
देखो क्या है, मैं जो समझ पा रहा हूँ, ये कॉपी पेस्ट किया है इधर से.
सर ये सर एक्चुअली ये मैंने कॉपी पेस्ट नहीं किया है.
मुझे जिंदगी में 25 साल हो गए ये सब पढ़ते हुए, और 15 साल से मैं लोगों से सर फोड़ रहा हूँ. मुझे 2 मिनट लगते हैं ये समझने में कि ये कॉपी पेस्ट है या खुद लिखा. ठीक है, और मैं तुम्हें प्रूव करके भी दिखा सकता हूँ कि तुमने कहाँ से कॉपी पेस्ट किया, क्योंकि तुम्हें मालूम नहीं है इंटरनेट का. मैंने अपनी 55 साल की उम्र में 4 महीने का कोर्स किया है इंटरनेट एसईओ मतलब सर्च इंजन ऑप्टिमाइजेशन एंड डिजिटल मार्केटिंग. तो मैं तुम्हें ये बता सकता हूँ कि ये सेंटेंस तुमने कहाँ से कॉपी किया. मैं यहाँ टाइम बर्बाद करने के लिए नहीं बैठा हूँ. मैं तुम्हें ये बता सकता हूँ कि ये सेंटेंस, अगर तुम मुझे चैलेंज कर रही हो तो मैं कल तुम्हें बता दूंगा तुमने कहाँ से सेंटेंस कॉपी किया. तो मैं ये कहना चाह रहा हूँ कि तुमने ये बिना समझे बातें तो लिखी है कुछ, बट वो तुम्हें समझ नहीं आई, तुम्हें खुद नहीं समझ आई है कि वो क्या है. अगर ये सेंटेंस बहुत करेक्ट सेंटेंस है, द ब्यूटी लाइज व्हाट वी डोंट सी. इसका क्या मतलब हुआ कि जो स्क्रीन पे दिखाई दे रहा है वो खेल नहीं है असली. असली खेल उसका कोनोटेशन या मेटाफर या उसके पीछे जिसको हम बोलते हैं लेयरिंग, ये वो है जो दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है. असली चीज वो है जिसको ये इंडिकेट करने की कोशिश कर रहा है. बट वो क्या है वो तुमने कोई एग्जांपल नहीं दिया किसी फिल्म से. किसी फिल्म के किसी सीन का अगर आप एग्जांपल दे देती तो मुझे समझ आ जाता कि आप क्या कहना चाहते. ये सेंटेंस भी बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग है. व्हाट इज ट्रूली सिनेमा इज इनविजिबल एलिमेंट. ये भी बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग सेंटेंस है, बट तुम्हें खुद ही नहीं समझ आया ये क्या है. अगर तुम्हें समझ आता तो तुम मुझे इनविजिबल एलिमेंट का मुझे एग्जांपल दो किसी एक फिल्म से. बोलो एक फिल्म के किसी एक सीन का कहीं से उस एलिमेंट का एग्जांपल दो जो इनविजिबल है. दो. तुम नहीं दे सकती हो. क्यों? क्योंकि तुमने कट पेस्ट करके लिखा है. तुमने समझा नहीं है इसका क्या मतलब.
कट पेस्ट अगर नहीं भी क्या है कि मतलब तुमने have you been able to understand what you're writing? That is my question. कि तुम जो लिख रहे हो, there are certain lines, there are certain sentences that you
write until you understand. Since it is a cut and paste and that's why she is not able to explain. मैं आपको चैलेंज कर रहा हूं कि आप मुझे सेंटेंस का जो आपने लिखा है, what is truly cinema is a invisible element. I believe in it, I accept it. ठीक है जी. अब आप मुझे किसी एक फिल्म के एक सीन से ये एग्जांपल कोट करिए जिसमें ये सेंटेंस आपका वैलिडेट होता है. बोलिए.
सर वो इवन एक जो क्लोजअप का है.
नहीं क्लोजअप हमारा गोली. अब आप किसी और फिल्म से, वो भी कट पेस्ट है, आप किसी एक ऐसी फिल्म का नाम बताइए जो अपनी जिंदगी में तुमने देखी हो और वहां पर ये सेंटेंस वैलिडेट होता हो उस सीन के उस एलिमेंट को लेकर.
सर मैं अगर एक्चुअली अब मुझे नहीं, लेकिन कोशिश करती हूँ.
नहीं कोशिश नहीं कर रही हैं आप. क्यों? क्योंकि आपने कहीं से टेप दिया है. अगर आपको पता होता तो आपको 2 सेकंड लगते, खट से आपके दिमाग में वो बात आती और आप 4 एग्जांपल कोट कर देते और मैं पहले एग्जांपल के बाद बोलता बस हो गया, हमने और लोगों का भी पढ़ना है. आपने ये कॉपी पेस्ट करके लिखा है जो आपको समझ ही नहीं आया. अगर आपको समझ आ जाता तो अब तक आप एक एग्जांपल कोट कर चुकी
हो. Anyway, I also agree कि देखो, this is a difficult question. It's not an easy question. वो भी है. In fact, but yeah.
तो आता ही difficult question है. ये तो
I mean, this is my 4th session.
48 घंटे दिए जा रहे हैं इस चीज के ऊपर कंटेम्पलेट करने के लिए, मेडिटेट करने के लिए. और क्वेश्चन ये नहीं है कि आपने पहले भेज दिया या 3 घंटे बाद भेजा. अगर आप सुबह मॉर्निंग, कल जब भेजा गया था आपको 48 आवर से पहले भेज दिया गया था, चलो कल वाले टाइम में थोड़ा टाइम लग गया, उसके बाद आपके पास पूरा दिन था कल के बाद आज मॉर्निंग तक का. तो आप जो लिख रहे हैं, अगर आप उसको वैलिडेट नहीं कर पाएंगे तो आप फंस जाएंगे. मतलब अंत मैं आंसर पढ़ने के बाद समझ जाऊंगा और वहां पर तो कट पेस्ट भी नहीं हो पाएगा ना आपसे. दिक्कत क्या है? व्हाट यू आर नॉट ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड इज that you will not be able to cut and paste. वहां तो गूगल नहीं होगा तुम्हारे पास, मोबाइल तुम्हारा बाहर रखा होगा. तो तुम अपने दिमाग से, अपने दिल से, अपने अनुभव से इस क्वेश्चन का आंसर कैसे लिखोगे? those are the answer which will get the marks. और यही और लोगों ने भी करा होगा, मैं बता दूंगा अभी.
Let's progress. ठीक है, चलो let's see the next question. Yeah.
Think about this. What is truly cinema is an invisible element. कल इसके ऊपर सोचिए. आज ये खत्म नहीं हो गया. आपको कल का दिन भी है, इस पे सोचिए, इस पे कोट करिए आप अपना एग्जांपल और उसके बाद मेल करिए, फिर हम उसको भी पढ़ लेंगे बाद में, उसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. बट इट हैज टू बी जेन्युइन, शुड कम फ्रॉम द हार्ट एंड नॉट फ्रॉम गूगल कट एंड पेस्ट. अब बात समझे? चलिए आगे
चलो. डॉक्यूमेंट्री.
Documentary or non-fiction film that saves and interprets factual materials on the purpose of education or entertainment or preservation. I feel both fiction and non-fiction form are valid and legitimate in their own way. When in non-fiction, a filmmaker came to the field with
pre-planned plots, characters, and events. Hello. We can't hear you.
आप जो है वीडियो ऑफ कर लीजिए और
just
in a documentary.
When a non-fiction, no यहाँ से पढ़ो. नहीं तुम यहाँ से पढ़ो. When in non-fiction, a filmmaker comes to the field with a pre-planned plots, characters, and events. In a documentary, filmmaker finds their plot.
When in non-fiction. When in non-fiction, a filmmaker came to the field with a pre-planned plots, characters, and events. In a documentary, filmmaker finds their plot, characters unfilled and try to tell a real story and unveil the truth. Truth always not lies in reality, but when we frame the subject with camera, it gives a meaning to the audience that becomes the truth. Example, in Amar Lenin documentary film, he tries to tell the truth of socio-economic condition due to the unacceptable and controversial subject. Ruling government cleared the movie with an adult certificate. Filmmaker have to be very active and attentive in the field. But here it comes how to narrate a documentary film where there is rarely a second chance to recreate the moment with the same composition. That's most exciting thing of documentary film is the
attitude or the approach. This is the attitude or the approach how someone sees and narrates the story. ठीक है, चलो. Example in the film Encounters at the End of the World by Herzog. Okay, there is a scene where Herzog is asking a penguin expert, can a penguin go insane? Just after the scene when all the penguins are heading.
आपने film देखा है Encounter at the End of the World by Werner Herzog? सच बोलना, झूठ मत बोलना.
नहीं सर, एक्चुअली मैंने फिल्म देखे, लेकिन सीन देखे और सीन को मैंने बहुत बार देखा है.
ठीक है, चलो लेट्स ना. Can a penguin go insane just after the scene?
ये सीन इसीलिए मैंने सबसे इसीलिए मैं इस सीन के बारे में लिखा है क्योंकि एक्चुअली जब ये बहुत सारे यूट्यूब में बहुत सारे वीडियोस देखते हूँ, तो ये सीन मुझे लगा कि सिर्फ एक पेंगुइन दो एक रास्ते, हमें बहुत सारे एक रास्ते पे जा रहे थे और दूसरा एक रास्ते पे जा रहा था. तो ये एक डायरेक्टर को उसमें क्या सूझा. वैसे भी मुझे हर्जोग के हर जो उनके नरेशन हमेशा ही मुझे अलग लगता है, इंस्पायरिंग लगता है. ये कोई सिर्फ कॉपी पेस्ट नहीं किया.
ठीक है, चलो. हाँ, just after the scene when all the penguins are heading to mating grounds, but a penguin, one of them, is heading towards the mountains. This explains that one lone penguin has become confused and is heading towards the mountains with agility, with which he persuades the promise of procreation, whether he succeeds or dies. I feel this is a very beautiful narration. और कुछ है नीचे? Just go down a little, Naresh. No. Okay, just go up for beginning. I think this is better than the previous the previous question, Parimita. But according to what you have understood of the question, okay, your interpretation of the question. But the question is something else. यहाँ पे देखो, there are 2-3 things जहाँ पे थोड़ा सा problematic है. Documentary or non-fiction तुमने लिखा, film that shapes and interprets factual materials on the purpose of education or entertainment or preservation. I feel both fiction and non-fiction forms are valid and legitimate in their own ways. This is very true. When in non-fiction, a filmmaker comes to the field with a pre-planned plots. Dekho, in a non-fiction, a filmmaker does not come with a pre-planned plot, characters and events. This happens in a fiction film. Fiction film matlab story film, kahani film. Whether it's a short film or whether it's a feature film. Okay, in a documentary film, the filmmaker finds the plot. Yeah, sahi hai. In a documentary film, the filmmaker finds the plot, characters on the field and tries to tell a story and unveil the truth. ये सही बात है, ठीक है ना. तो यहाँ पे तुमने जो when in non-fiction लिखा तुमने, वो fiction होगा, ठीक है. Truth always not lies in reality, but when we frame the subject with camera, it gives a meaning to the audience that becomes the truth. ये भी सही है. Okay. तुमने फिर एग्जांपल दिया अमर लेनिन डॉक्यूमेंट्री बाय ऋतिक घटक. ये तुम्हें डायरेक्टर का नाम हर टाइम मेंशन करने का, व्हेनेवर यू आर मेंशनिंग अ फिल्म, ठीक है. डॉक्यूमेंट्री, ही ट्राइज टू टेल द ट्रूथ ऑफ द सोशियो इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन ड्यू टू द अनएक्सेप्टेबल एंड कंट्रोवर्शियल सब्जेक्ट. ruling government cleared the movie with an adult certificate. Filmmakers have to be very active and attentive in the field, but here it comes how to narrate a documentary film where there is really a second chance to recreate that moment. This is also a very important thing, and that same composition, that's most exciting thing of documentary film. First take is the final take. It is the attitude of the approach, how someone sees and narrate the story. देखो film तुम्हारा question जो था, question क्या था तुम्हारा, according to your interpretation, you have done your best. I don't have any argument with that, but I don't think you have been able to understand. I think this is true for most people in today's class. I'll read out the question for all of you. Okay, कि actually यहाँ पे लिखा है, to quote ऋतिक घटक, actually in the truly creative sense, the documentary is an attitude. The truth lies in reality, and the camera is, यहाँ पे बहुत important बोल रहा है, the camera is eminently capable and uniquely suited to record physical reality in all its varied aspects. It becomes a duty of the artist to record them in an intrinsic manner. This is why the documentary is the most exciting and the most valid, legitimate form of cinema. And that is why the borderline between story film and documentary is broken again and again by all great artists in all the periods of history of cinema. देखो यहाँ पे बोलना क्या चाह रहा है, देखो तुम अगर history of cinema पढ़ोगे, there are two trends which happened from very early on. एक है the realism और एक है the formalism. Realism और formalism का फर्क क्या है? Realism is according to the people who promote realism in cinema, like this French theoretician called André Bazin. Okay, according to them, the camera जो है, camera is uniquely equipped to record. तुम camera और एक cameraman, according to these guys, एक cameraman और painter का फर्क क्या है? A painter जब एक beauty या nature या valley या river या mountain, when he draws, he brings in certain personal interpretations. वो green को ज्यादा green कर देगा, कोई और color को थोड़ा सा कम focus देगा. So he can manipulate the scenery which he's drawing, though that scenery is right in front of him. There's a constant effort on the part of the painter to manipulate the portrait. वो अगर कोई महाराजा का portrait draw कर रहा है, तो portrait थोड़ा सा ज्यादा ही खूबसूरत कर देगा, थोड़ा सा ज्यादा. Maybe that actual Raja or Maharaja is not so खूबसूरत. ठीक है ना? There's always some kind of a manipulation involved, okay, in paintings. But for the first time in the history of art, with the invention of camera, what happens? ये जो manipulation है by the artist is no longer there. According to the realist theoreticians, there is nothing between the camera and the subject. Manipulation by the man is no longer there. Camera तुम on किया, the camera records a certain reality in all its graphic form. Okay, there is no manipulation of the artist. So it is the nature of the camera to record reality in all its varied forms, according to a lot of theoreticians and also according to Ritwik Ghatak. So according to these proponents of realism, so that is the duty of the filmmaker, not to manipulate the reality, but to record the reality, record as it is without any manipulation. Like the painter, the painter manipulates, the cameraman does not manipulate. ठीक है ना? So documentary का भी वही approach है. Documentary is basically तुम camera लेके जा रहे हो and you're not manipulating, तुम reality को manipulate नहीं कर रहे हो, reality को just record कर रहे हो. ठीक है ना? Capture करो reality को as it is. So this is a documentary approach where you're not manipulating reality. And because the camera also does not allow you to record, manipulate reality, according to the realist theoreticians. But there's another trend in filmmaking which is called formalism. What is formalism? They are not interested in reality as it exists. They are interested in manipulating the reality. They are interested in creating a new reality. Okay? So you have German expressionism and you have montage, the Soviet montage, where they are not content with recording the reality. Look, the way they edit and juxtapose the images through editing, arrange the shots accordingly, it creates a new meaning. It creates a new reality. That is called formalism. So German expressionism cinema देखोगे, German expressionist cinema which happened in the 1920s. वहाँ पे तुम set देखोगे, art direction देखोगे, they're not realistic at all. The buildings are moving towards each other, the streets are done, they have a lot of geometric patterns which does not the art direction does not correspond to the actual reality that we see on the streets. Okay, so there's this kind of approach is not realistic approach. It is not realism. It is called formalism. Okay, where the director is more preoccupied with the formal aspect of filmmaking, not the realistic recreation, not the realistic recreation of the reality out there. So these are two trends, realism and formalism. Ritwik Ghatak is speaking in favor of not the formalism approach, but he is speaking in favor of the realist approach, where you don't manipulate the reality, you record the reality. And according to Ritwik Ghatak, even story film walas jo hote hain, filmmakers like Satyajit Ray ho, Kurosawa ho, what they do, they though they are making fiction films, though they are working with actors and not real people, okay, though they are making sets, okay, they do it in such a manner it looks as if it is real, it's real. Okay, so the division between the demarcating line between documentary and story films, it disappears in the hands of these talented directors and the hands of these big directors like Kurosawa bolo, Ritwik Ghatak bolo, Alfred Hitchcock bolo, okay, and the Italian realist filmmakers bolo, okay, Jean Renoir bolo, Satyajit Ray bolo. The dividing line between documentary filmmaking, which is absolutely non-manipulative, and fiction filmmaking, where you definitely manipulate, but you manipulate not in a formalist sense of the term. You don't disturb the reality. You recreate the reality. Have I made myself clear, Parimita and the others?
जी सर, जी सर.
समझ में आ रहा है ना मैं क्या बोलने का कोशिश कर रहा हूँ?
Yes, sir.
So, so this is what is meant by the question. This is what is meant by Ritik Ghatak. ठीक है? So this is a difficult question, boss. I'm telling you, because if you're not aware of these two divisions, you know, early on in history of, when you read history of the Lumiere brothers, you know, follows the realist tradition. Lumiere brothers के contemporaries कौन है? उसी country में, you know, Georges Méliès, he was a magician. You know, he was also making films at that time. Okay, but he was making fantasy films which had got nothing to do with reality. He was making films like Trip to the Moon. Okay, where scientists are going to the moon and they're fighting inhabitants of the moon. They're trying to, you know, and they escape from the moon. They come back to the earth. These are not realistic stories, isn't it? These are fantasy stories. So what this Georges Méliès, the French magician, is doing, he is not interested in depicting reality. He is interested in creating a new reality. The reality of the moon, the reality of scientists without wearing oxygen mask or other apparatus, they reach the moon and they have a whole lot of fight sequences with the people who inhabit the moon. Okay, this is something, this is called formalism. तो तभी से ये दोनों ट्रेंड शुरू हो गया. बट अगर तुम हिस्ट्री देखोगे, हिस्ट्री में तुम देखोगे, रियलिज्म हैज ऑलवेज वॉन ओवर फॉर्मेलिज्म. I will not use the word won. I'll say the dominant trend has become realism. Formalism, kabhi-kabhi, beech pe, there have been spurts, there has been movements. Like abhi main bata raha tha ki German expressionist filmmaking or the Soviet montage style or animation films for that matter, cartoon films, Disney. These are not realist films. These are like you're manipulating reality to create a new reality. ठीक है ना? And I'm talking यहाँ पे reality, when I'm talking about new reality or existing reality, I'm talking about the physical aspects of the reality. I'm not talking about, you know, going beyond realism, psychological realism या some other kind of realism के बारे में मैं नहीं बात बोल रहा हूँ. There's something called the surrealism also. There are filmmakers who explored, who are not interested in realism. They wanted to go beyond realism. Okay. I hope I have made myself clear. Okay. So yeah, so but परिणीता का क्या है? परिणीता का जो समझ में आया उसी हिसाब से she has written whatever she has written. ठीक है? So I'll appreciate that. ठीक है? परिणीता, do you want to say something before we move on to the next person?
No, sir.
हाँ?
No,
ठीक
sir.
है.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. चलो. Next student. Vatsala. हाँ.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
So, sir, should I start?
Yeah. चलो.
Jean-Luc Godard is an icon.
First of all, the pronunciation is not Jean. The French have, you know, the French pronunciation is a little tricky. ठीक है ना? Jean, Jean-Luc Godard.
And I would add here that in a Google, when you put the name Jean-Luc Godard and you say pronunciation, you'll find 4 or 5 videos who will tell you how to pronounce this name. Very often I take this help whenever I'm stuck with these painters' strange name from Holland, Poland and other places.
Sorry, sir, I was not aware.
Funny, when I tell somebody's name, it is Jan van Eyck. So it is not Jan van Eyck, it is something else. You know, they have to learn the actual pronunciation.
Okay,
So
chalo,
it's confusing. Jean-Luc Godard is an icon of postmodern intellectual discourses which rely on his work to legitimize many vital concepts and illustrate the departure of art from modernism. In a way, he is the only living filmmaker to enjoy the status of a film philosopher rather than a film director. In other words, he is a filmmaker's filmmaker. Godard's emphasis on seeing the invisible forms an essential part of his films. Here is how his message relates to the very nature of cinema. The idea constitutes the core of the plot. The big reveal drives an audience to the cinema. It is the job of the filmmaker to translate the idea to the language of the cinema. For example, in the movie Inception 2010, the director Christopher Nolan faced the Herculean task of showing a dream within a dream. He used a spinning top as a concrete symbol of the dream, as within the dream the top keeps spinning without rest. Each filmmaker has a different idea of the visual ambience of their film. In film studies, the mise-en-scene comprises 6 elements: setting, lighting, acting, props, costume, and makeup. For example, in The Godfather, released in 1972, we find a clever and ample use of shadows, creating a distinct low mood. The auditory track and the editing choices too contribute significantly to the semantics of the film. In Jean-Luc Godard's Breathless 1960, we see jump cuts in which two sequential shots of the same subject are taken from camera positions that vary only slightly, creating a feeling of a jump in time. Long shots of characters strolling and short sequences of killing a character combine to form a visual experience, unsettling our coherent perception. As a director, I would love to experiment as the authors of the new wave film movement did.
Okay, अच्छा यहाँ पे एक चीज बोलो. First of all, were you aware of all these things before today's class?
Sir, the idea, this first point I thought myself, and the second point I studied after I got enrolled in this coaching, and the third one I researched today. So I didn't know about the Breathless till today.
Achha, but you have written very confidently the way you have written, as if you are a big pandit. Jo, you know,
but she has honestly of confess, because we are going to ask him some question. If have you seen it? So before we ask it, he surrendered that. Oh no.
देखो तुमने ब्रेथलेस नहीं देखा, लेकिन ब्रेथलेस के बारे में कितना कुछ लिख डाला तुमने, ठीक है ना. देखो पहले
they read the from here and they would write it.
Sir, I will watch it, but I have not watched it.
हाँ, देख लो. तो देखो पहले तुम्हें question, देखो you also have not understood the question, because I grant it is a very difficult question. It needs a little time and a little understanding of cinema and cinema related studies to understand the question. Basically, Godard जो बोलने का कोशिश कर रहा है कि the choices that a director makes, okay, which are his choices absolutely, which may vary from director to director definitely. This is number one. So he's almost working in isolation, okay, and through the choices that he makes as a director, he has certain tools, of course. Tools of tools, the tool of camera, the tool of actors, the tool of lights, the tool of sound designing, okay, the tool of art direction, because these are the different tools the director uses to make a film. So so whatever he makes, according to Godard, what he's trying to do is to he's trying to make the audience see certain things which otherwise would have remained unseen. Unseen matlab not in the true sense of the term. Okay, suppose I am holding a glass of, I'm holding a glass. Of course I can see the glass, but a filmmaker ये glass अगर film करेगा और lighting ऐसा करेगा, उसका composition ऐसा करेगा, आजू बाजू context ऐसा, mise-en-scene जो तुम बोल रहे हो ऐसा design करेगा, the glass will assume a different meaning. अभी मेरे लिए ये glass is just a glass. I just drank a glass of water. It does not have any other meaning for me. Okay, but a filmmaker might impose a whole lot of meaning on this glass by through the mise-en-scene, through the selection, through the choices as he does, that he does, which is your mise-en-scene basically. ठीक है ना. So जो unseen था, तो glass में जो मेरे लिए unseen था, जो मेरे दिमाग में strike नहीं किया, ठीक है ना, suddenly I'll have a different perspective on the on this glass.
So sir, you are saying basically the emotions have to be on the big screen.
But I mean, the art of the director makes you see things which you had not noticed before.
Okay.
Does not mean you have not, you are blind, you did not notice. Of course you notice. जैसे सत्यजीत ने बहुत अच्छा चीज बोला था, we see but we don't observe.
Right.
है ना. So the idea is, so Godard का कहना ये है कि I'll make you observe. The filmmaker will make you observe things which may have escaped your conscious attention.
Okay. Yes, sir. Now I understand.
Follow. So that is the meaning of the question. Okay. And so keeping this in mind, now you have to give examples. You have to give examples. That is the first part of the question. The second part of the question is, how do you visualize yourself as a potential director, and how do you how would you use these tools to show what you want to show, which you think the audience may have escaped.
Yes, sir.
Follow. तो तुमने जो किया, you have given a lot of information. Of course, तुम्हारा नोलन का जो example है, the big reveal drives, you have spoken about the structure, the plot, and all. Yeah, I mean there is an effort on your part. You're trying to analyze Nolan का Inception, okay, and he uses a spinning top as a concrete symbol of the dream. As within the dream, the top keeps spinning without rest. Okay, each filmmaker has a different idea of the visual ambience of their film. ठीक है, in film studies the mise-en-scène का, okay, how he uses the mise-en-scène. For example, in Godfather, released in 1972, we find a clever and ample use of shadows, creating a distinct low mood. ठीक है, these are, I mean, you have done your best, and you know ये जो mood जो है, you know, creation of the mood through light, through sound designing, through composition, which is your mise-en-scène. ठीक है. Basically, these are the tools of the director through which he creates certain meanings. Okay, जैसे कि you know, whenever you're watching a film, there are two questions you have to ask yourselves. Okay, first question is, ये जो मैं scene अभी देखा या sequence जो मैंने अभी देखा, what does it mean to me?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है ना? This is the first question you have to ask yourself. Second question that you have to ask yourself, how does it arrive at that meaning? क्योंकि whenever you watch a frame in a cinema, that frame is a manipulation. It has been consciously done. It has been consciously designed by the director with the help of his various teams, of course. ठीक है. So अगर foreground में कुछ object है, midground में कुछ object है, background में कुछ object है, there's some kind of a certain kind of a movement. The guy enters from the farthest end and comes and sits in the middle. Then he gets up and walks towards the window. Then you cut to the close to the window. You know, everything is a conscious decision. ऐसा नहीं है कि it happened just like that. It does not happen just like that in cinema. Everything is manipulated. The actor has been told to walk in a certain manner. The DOP has lit up the scene in a certain manner. Okay, to create that meaning. So first of all, as an audience, ask yourself, what does this particular scene mean to me? Because every scene has a certain meaning, has a significance. Second question you have to ask yourself, how does the director achieve that meaning? He achieves that meaning through the combination, through the elements of mise-en-scène.
Yes, sir.
Am I clear? Am I making myself clear?
Yes, sir. I now understand.
ठीक है, चलो, I'll appreciate your effort, but you have written for as if you know you're a very learned critic kind of a this thing without having watched Breathless. लेकिन Breathless देख लेना, ठीक है. चलो, second question. The second question, yeah.
Ritwik Ghatak rose to fame posthumously as his films received critical acclaim in film festivals in France and the UK. During his lifetime, he completed 17 films, including 4.
Wait. This is not required.
These things are not required. Come straight to the. You're wasting time and
space. Your space. You are given the 15 lines over there. You are wasting your 2 lines over there by writing all this nonsense. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Just, there's a phrase in English language: hit the nail on the head. Full stop. Come to the point. Don't beat around the bush.
Okay, sir.
Especially in an exam, because तुम्हें limited space मिलेगा, ठीक है ना, white space मिलेगा. तो उसमें अगर तुम उसके background, director का background के बारे में लिखोगे, तो you're wasting, it's not needed. Anyway, चलो move on.
Okay, sir. John Grierson defined documentary films as the creative treatment of actuality. Here is why his statement is valid. Ghatak believed in the ability of the cinema in portraying the reality around us to the maximum. Good cinema cannot be divorced from life. It must represent the tropes and the ambitions of the people. Ghatak Cinema and 29. His theory of filmmaking especially finds resonance in documentaries. Patricia of the Heights says, documentaries are about real life. They are not real life. They are not even windows onto real life. They are portraits of real life using real life as their raw material, constructed by artists and technicians who make myriad decisions about what stories to tell to whom and for what purpose.
Wait. There's a comma, inverted comma. Will you remember this quote in the examination?
Sir, I can try.
No, you can't try. You will not remember. So don't use this cut and paste business straightway forward. You are directly telling I have cut it and pasted from somewhere. Okay? So don't do this business here.
Okay,
okay, anyway, chalo, read on. I'll tell you. Chalo, read on.
Thus, the documentary is creative with a firm grasp of reality. The documentary film features non-actors or actual living or lived experiences of subjects The film is often shot in real locations where the events unfold unmediated. The plot too often evolves during editing after shooting of the real event or the person. A documentary film typically makes use of soundtracks captured live during the shoot. The above processes are organic and fluid. The documentary films are public affairs, government propaganda, advocacy, historical, ethnographic, and nature. I find the documentary style of filmmaking extremely effective in shows The Office 2025 and horror movies A Question Mark 2012. The latter is a footage film. It received 9 nominations and 2 awards at the Saint Tropez International Film Festival, France.
Okay, there are a lot of useful information in your answer, and there are a lot of information which are not required. Okay, because of course it is understandable that you have been scavenging the net like a scavenger. You have been, looking up the internet. Okay.
No sir, this is not from net. I was reading a textbook, so whatever
anyway,
I can remember.
whether it's internet or whether it's textbook, जैसे कि ये सही बात लिखा है तुमने. The documentary film features non-actors actually, it's the events unfold unmediated. There's no manipulation. The plot too often evolves during editing. सही बात है. After the shooting of the real event or the person. So soundtrack भी वही use किया जाता है जो captured live during the shoot. Okay. And the above process is very organic and fluid, whereas in a story film everything is manipulated. But having said that, again you have not understood the question properly, which I explained. I don't think I need to go over it again. How do you support what Ritik Ghatak has said? Okay, Ritik Ghatak का कहना ये है कि फीचर फिल्म जो बनाते हैं और डॉक्यूमेंट्री फिल्म जो बनाते हैं, ग्रेट डायरेक्टर्स जो है, जो डिवाइडिंग लाइन जो है बिटवीन फीचर फिल्म व्हिच इज मैनिपुलेटिव इन नेचर एंड डॉक्यूमेंट्री फिल्म्स व्हिच आर नॉट मैनिपुलेटिव, हाउ द ग्रेट डायरेक्टर्स हैव obliterated the dividing line. ठीक है, so he's talking in terms of promotion of realistic cinema. That you have not addressed. You have given a lot of examples, okay, how good directors have transcended this dividing line, and the categories have merged these two different categories, because great directors in the hands of the great directors, even a fiction film, जैसे कि तुम अगर घटक का फिल्म देखोगी या सत्यजीत रे का पौथेर पांचाली देखोगे films, तुम्हें लगेगा पौथेर पांचाली is like documentation. That's what people say. The Oppo trilogy, if you have seen Oppo trilogy, is the documentation of third world life. It's so real. I mean, the human behavior, the casting, the costumes, the locations, the rain. Okay, and the metaphor of the rail, the train, the journeys. They're so real. It tells a story of not a particular family. It tells a story of all families. When I showed Pौthेर पांचाली to a student from Rhodesia in Africa, okay, in the African continent, a girl from Rhodesia, she was almost weeping. So, sir, this is my story. Yeah. This is the story of my village.
Yes. Okay,
so it's so real. It's like documentation, documentary. But the entire thing, देखो, most people do not know कि तुम अगर पौथेर पांचाली देखोगे, जितने इंटीरियर सीन्स है ना, घर के अंदर जितने सीन्स है, those are actually sets. Those are not real locations. Outdoor तो of course, outdoor of course is real location. लेकिन इंटीरियर्स जो है, जब भी कैमरा अंदर जाता है, रूम के अंदर जाता है, दुर्गा जो बहन जो मर जाती है, मम्मी उसको बचाने का कोशिश कर रही है, okay, whole night. That is the set.
But I didn't know that, sir.
But the set is so convincing. The set is so convincing. तुम्हें लग रहा है कि this is almost like a documentary footage. It's almost a real, So in the hands of a good director, this dividing line between artificial cinema, which is story films, and documentary films, which do not deal with artificiality, which deals with quote unquote reality. ये dividing line vanish हो जाता है.
Yes, sir. Sir, in the question it was given that it's the most exciting form of filmmaking. So I thought we have to comment why it's exciting. So I wrote my opinion on that.
Yeah, ठीक है, सही बात है. लेकिन but did you understand the question properly? Of course, I mean the question. I mean घटक बोलने का कोशिश कर रहा है. This is. I mean you can argue against the statement also. I mean there are so many people who will not support this particular statement. They will speak in favor of Russian formalism, the Russian montage, the Soviet montage, or German expressionist cinema, or surreal cinema, or animation. So it's as a student or as a aspiring student, you did not support what Ritwik Ghatak has said. You can go against it also, but then again, you have to first understand what he's trying to say and then put your points against the statement. But okay, your effort is good. Now let's move on to the other next student.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So before it's 7 o'clock, if you want, we can break for 10 minutes and come by 7:10.
Yeah, okay, chalo. Yeah, we'll meet after 10 minutes.
Guys will meet at 7:10. Okay. Yeah.
So, the first one, this is the second question, sir, about the documentary.
Okay.
How the statement is related to the essential nature of cinema. Explain with examples of some films you have seen. Number one, used to capture physical realities. Apart from the stories, which are ideas or spoken words, stories can also be taken on real things which can be touched and seen. We can take the example of My Name is Khan and Student of the Year, where one movie deals with how Muslims are treated worldwide. The other dealt with the people in the early 20s taking up the role of students in a fantastical world which can't be connected with the audience. Number two, recorded in an intrinsic manner. Whether a fiction or non-fiction, whether a documentary or a story film, it should always remain true to what it should convey throughout. It should be the main responsibility of the people involved in it to make sure it is recorded in an intrinsic manner. Sorry, sir. Manner. We can take the example of the movies Ghajini and Kalank. The former was based on a memory-lost man trying to find the killer of his wife. The movie justified to his story by finding the killer at the end and killing him. But the later movie was based on a love story during the partition of India, and the movie got lost at parts to convey it properly. Number three, medium of convey. Cinema in a long form can be conveyed as feature and documentaries. Feature is conveyed in a fictitious manner. Documentaries take a raw reality from the society in a non-fictitious way. Both documentaries and features show facts and fictitious stories, but the former is mostly based on facts and the latter on fiction. Example can be said that of Ronaldo and Forrest Gump. While the former is a documentary of life story of the footballer Ronaldo, which has happened in real life, while the latter is a feature based on a fiction novel on the life of the story of a person named Forrest Gump.
Jago, what you have done, what you have missed out, basically, you have given examples of two different approaches. Ek hai documentary approach, ek hai fiction film approach. But the question is ki how good directors have removed this division. In their films, how in the films of good directors, this dividing line between a documentary film, which is non-manipulative in nature, and feature films which are manipulative in nature, this division is no longer there. Okay, so that is what the question is about. So you should have addressed filmmakers and their films which support this statement by Ritwik Ghatak. Okay, and as I told you, ki realism, okay, documentary realism, according to Ritwik Ghatak and also according to realism theorists, it records reality the way it is, without the intervention of the cameraman or without the intervention of the, though this is debatable, of course this is debatable, but according to the proponents, advocates of realism in cinema, that is a true form of cinema, because the camera the main characteristic is it records reality, and in cinema, it records reality in time also. There's a movement. To photograph it records reality, but it's frozen in time. But in cinema, there's an element of time. So it adds another dimension. Apart from the three-dimensionality of a picture, it adds another dimension, which is time. Okay. So the role of the camera is to record reality. That is what it should do, according to Ritwik Ghatak and other theorists. And the question was, discuss those filmmakers who have, treated even fiction films as documentary films. By what he means by documentary films is like, the documentation. Documentary film का main role क्या है? documentation of some kind of a lifestyle, documentation of certain, events, events and emotions. Documentation is the primary function of documentary films. And for filmmakers like Kurosawa, Ozu, Satyajit Ray, Ghatak, and so many others with different styles, and they have different styles, and they may have different styles, but their attitude is the same: to document reality, the way the documentary filmmakers do. This is the aspect that I'm trying to make you understand. Okay, and it is difficult. Let me tell you. So this is something that you have not addressed. What you have done is discuss two different kinds of approaches to cinema. So according to Ghatak, the documentary approach is a attitude. कि मुझे वही दिखाने का reality as it exists. I'm not going to manipulate reality into something else.
So I should have discussed more about documentary than the two approaches. Is it, sir?
Yeah. No, not. It's not that. You should discuss films which transcend matlab, which breaks the barrier between these two divisions. There are films which do not break the barriers. Fantasy films, surreal films, animation films, cartoon films, Disney films, जो cartoon films बनाता है, they are absolutely non-realistic, isn't it? Animation films. So you should have discussed films and filmmakers where this division no longer exists. Okay,
yes,
chalo, yeah. Next one.
So how do you think the statement may find validity in your own image of a potential film director? Fiction films tend to be more of a fictitious in nature. In a manner, they are ideas or spoken words, which is in most cases not taken from the real things which can be seen or touched. Whereas documentaries show the physical reality of what is currently happening in the real world. So me as a director would always prefer documentaries over future to convey real life incident happening in the reality, as the truth always lies in reality. Number two, every story should be true to its core. It should be conveying what it should be meant to convey. Feature and documentaries always do convey the core of the film to the audience. But when it comes to the raw reality of an incident, documentaries are best at it. The way both are captured are very different. Fiction films always tend to be shot like a storytelling manner in a structure, whereas documentaries do include paper cuttings, interview, stock footages, etc. It is shot as it had happened in the past. This makes documentary unique and a way to convey things differently.
Again, you have explain the difference between the two approaches. Whereas the statement is in support of, how these divisions, these two separate categories have collapsed in the hands of certain great filmmakers. Okay, so this answer is a part of the same question, na?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, and you have not attempted the other one, the statement by Godard, that you have not done.
The Godard one, I have attended only a few. I think so. Sir might not have added it because I have not attended it completely because I couldn't interrupt what Godard said. Maybe it will be because I didn't see his movie. So.
Yes, no, you did not have seen Godard's film. It's just a statement that Godard makes and how you apply that statement to whatever films you have seen. That was what the question is about. The question was not about Godard films. The question is about
another one more thing. Yes, I couldn't interpret it properly. So
yeah, I know. These two questions are very difficult questions actually. And this is again I keep on repeating, and I'll repeat again. Just to prepare you for the kind of questions that you might face in your exam.
Yes, sir.
So this thing has to be very, very thorough. Please read this book, which is a very useful book, How to Read a Film by James Monaco. Okay, this is a very expensive book, but you must read this book. A lot of these basic concepts.
PDF file.
PDF file.
Yes, sir.
Naresh Sharma PDF file भेज देंगे तुम लोगों को. Just a moment.
निकाल के पढ़ना चालू कर.
बुक नाम फिर से बोलिए तो.
Who asked this question?
पुरुषोत्तम.
पुरुषोत्तम, बात क्या हो थोड़ा सा. MCQ नाम की एक हमारे यहाँ सेक्शन है जिसमें इस किताब, बहुत सारी किताबों के बारे में पूछा गया है. उसमें एक ये क्वेश्चन भी है कि who wrote the book called How to Read a Film? 1, 2, 3, 4. James Monaco, Andre Bazin, Falana Dimka, etc., etc.
I'll just show you. I'll show you the book.
So these people should supposed to know it because this is going to be an MCQ question also. James Monaco is not Tom, Dick, and Harry. If you know about any book on cinema, you must know about the James Monaco, how to read a film. And this question is also being written over there. So far, you have not read it. So kindly go to the MCQ section and start reading before you go to sleep. Every day you should read the 100 question. Only then.
ठीक है, ये किताब पढ़ो, यहाँ पे बहुत सारे कॉन्सेप्ट्स बहुत क्लियरली एक्सप्लेन्ड है. यहाँ जो क्वेश्चंस आ सकते हैं, ठीक है ना. दिस इज अ वेरी यूजफुल बुक. ओके, चलो. Now we have Shashank.
Yes, sir. Shall I read?
Yeah.
Yeah, this Godard's statement in the video, Godard in Room 666. The given statement of Godard is very subtle and open to various interpretations. A film is made, an image is made when there is no one looking, would imply that the ideation happens in solitude and silence. Though
Yeah.
it may happen in a local train too.
Exactly.
Creativity kicks in. Creativity kicks in when you are spared of interacting with the external world. When the world does not see you, the chatter in the mind needs to die down for the idea to get seeded. One example is Ian Fleming, who used to shut himself on his private island till the time he finished his next Bond story.
It's very good, very good. Yeah, you explain the concept. So there's a clarity. Chalo, next sentence, next paragraph.
It may also imply that creativity is a very personal phenomena. The most creative is the most personal. Martin Scorsese. His statement, cinema shows you.
Cinema shows you what we don't see.
Cinema shows you what we don't see. The incredible would mean that cinema takes the audience on a journey into the darker recesses of the filmmaker's mind, where the incredible, the invisible is getting screened for him alone. A filmmaker is duty bound to bring this idea to the attention of the audience, to share his visions with the world at large.
Very good. Very good.
And the second part is, as a potential filmmaker, I would want
देखो
to
यहाँ पे
exhaust
just I'll
everything-
stop you for a while.
Yes, sir.
तुमने concept explain किया, लेकिन तुमने examples नहीं दिया. ये चलो, ये दो paragraphs पढ़ के मुझे ये समझ में आया कि तुम्हें समझ में आया, ठीक है ना. जो बहुत सारे students को समझ में नहीं आया, वो तुम्हें समझ में आया, ठीक है. So actually you did not, I mean, you have explained this. अगर explain कर चुके हो तो that is good. But where are the examples? You have not given examples.
Okay. I should have. Actually, it did not come to my mind. मेरे दिमाग में आया नहीं सर.
And the question तुम अगर सही तरीके से पढ़ोगे तो देखोगे you have been asked to give
Examples.
ठीक है, चलो पढ़ो. As a potential filmmaker क्या करोगे?
As a potential filmmaker, I would want to absorb everything from the external world and analyze as per the innate workings of my mind. The resultant story, which would be completely mine, unseen by the entire universe, would be told. The incredible and the invisible inside a human mind needs to be molded into an engrossing story. It would be my endeavor to bring forth these stories to the audience as a realistic yet shocking revelation in order to unsettle their minds. The invisible, the unfathomable, the incredible must be brought to the screen to provide them with the image of an alternative reality, to make them to start thinking. Whether or not the audience agrees with the storyteller, to have sparked their imagination is the job well done.
ठीक है, very good.
This is all. That is also.
ठीक है.
I mean, this is the first question.
So first question में एक ही खामी है कि तुमने examples नहीं दिया, ठीक है.
I will just write down.
बाकी तो तुम्हारा concept clear है, ठीक है.
Okay, sir.
Okay, चलो नीचे घटक.
This is a Ritwik Ghatak statement. From the prehistoric cave paintings to the Egyptian mummies, to the impressionist paintings of Europe, to the still camera, and finally the video camera, art has traveled a long way. The camera, however, remains the most authentic representation of reality. Andre Bazin and Ritwik Ghatak. People create art as a psychological urge to conquer death and time. Cinema as an art form essentially freezes time in its ungarnished reality. This is what Mr. Ghatak meant by this statement. Films like D. Sika's Bicycle Thieves, and Rossellini's Germany Year Zero were more like documentaries, capturing reality on as-is, where-is basis. There was a lack of frequent cuts, as in action sequences, realistic or real sets, very long shots, and real characters. If you watch it on mute, it would flow like a documentary film depicting stark reality. Yet the cinema was made and the story was told in a most brilliant and heart-wrenching fashion. Hence, a great artist blurs the boundary between a documentary and a film without taking away any of its sheen. This is what relevant cinema's job is, as opposed to fictional reality portrait. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. This is what relevant cinema's job is, as opposed to fiction reality portrayed in Karan Johar's films, for example. देखो तुमने यहाँ पे जो लिखा ना, can you hear me? Yeah, मुझे
yes, sir.
हाँ, देखो Bicycle Thieves में भी fiction reality ही दिखा रहा है. You know, I mean, मुझे लग रहा है कि हम लोग कुछ real documentary footage देख रहे हैं, लेकिन that is also fiction. You know.
Yes, I agree. I agree, but at least it tried to capture the real ground situation, what was happening in that particular area. That is what my understanding was.
Okay. Basically, the question is more basically the question is more about the physical reality that the camera captures. You know, and क्योंकि देखो एक fairy tale तुम जब देखते हो ना, एक fairy tale तुम जब देखते हो, that also speaks about a certain reality ना. I mean, it could be a political allegory. Last day we are talking about. You know, एक जब कार्टून देखते हो न्यूज़पेपर में एवरीडे मॉर्निंग में, तुम जब कार्टून पॉलिटिकल कार्टून देखते हो, वो जमाने का आर्ट के लक्ष्मण, यू नो, कार्टून इज एन इमेजिनरी थिंग ना, वैसा कैरेक्टर थोड़ी होता है, लेकिन इट्स टॉकिंग अबाउट अ रियलिटी व्हिच इज अफेक्टेड इंपैक्टेड बाय पॉलिटिक्स, you know, so that is also realism.
Okay.
But what Ghatak is trying to say, ki realism in the physical sense of the term, the physicality of things. Okay, the physicality of things, not the other layers, not the other layerings. Okay.
Or only in terms of physicality.
Yeah, physicality. Okay.
Okay.
तुम physicality में झूठ भी बोल सकते हो ना, मतलब बहुत लोग physicality, real physical aspects दिखा के भी झूठ बोल सकता है. So it's a state, Ghatak का जो statement है, that is debatable. I mean, I have a lot of problems with the statement. Okay, but chalo, for the sake of exam, that is what he meant. Physicality, the camera captures the physicality of the so-called the reality that is in front of your eyes. Okay, chalo then, yeah.
Right, sir. As a filmmaker, I would ensure that reality does not take a backseat, as this is the prime job of a documentary and by extension cinema. I would like to delve into the psychology of human actions in the starkest way possible. Truth would be shown in the most ungarnished way, no close-up of faces or wounds. For as someone remarked that the close-up angle is not the usual viewing angle of the human eye. Film as an art of storytelling and documentary as a form of capturing reality need to be merged to show the stark ground situation to the audience, to be faced with the wide open eyes. The complacent worldview and convenient plot endings will be done away with, and only truth would remain, nothing but the truth, to be faced and to come to terms with, however unpalatable it might be.
The truth emerges, according to Ghatak, the truth emerges from that physicality, the physical aspect of the reality. Is, you know, the truth, tum jo bol rahe ho. There's a very interesting line that you have written, film as an art of storytelling and documentary as a form of capturing reality would need to be merged to show the stark ground situation to the audience, to be faced in spite of it. Yeah, this is what also Ghatak is trying to say. You know, the dividing line collapses in the hands of great filmmakers. Okay,
right,
so primarily it is the physicality of the physical reality, okay, and not fancy sets and fancy costumes, which are not a part of reality. और वहीं से truth वहीं से emerge करेगा. ठीक है, जैसे कि तुम अगर देखोगे, if you read about the history of Italian neorealist films, the filmmakers who were making Bicycle Thieves and Rossellini, you know, all these filmmakers, they were extremely critical of the kind of films which were being made before that. You know, in the 1930s, 1920s, 1930s, इटली में जैसे फिल्म्स बनाया जा रहा है, वो सब भी रियलिस्ट फिल्म्स थे. हाँ, लेकिन वो क्या वर्ल्ड दिखा रहा था? They used a very derogatory term for that kind of cinema, the cinema of white telephones. जैसे कि सास बहू, सास बहू सीरियल, you know, एक्सपेंसिव साड़ी पहन के सोने के लिए जाते हैं, एक्सपेंसिव साड़ी पहन के, गहना पहन के. That is also reality, realism, physical. The camera is capturing some kind of realism, but that is not real, na? That is not how we go to sleep, wearing sarees, expensive sarees and jewelry.
Sir,
you know,
sir, my understanding is, I might be wrong, obviously, but my understanding is that reality is mostly taken in the academic circles and in discussion also as a way to show the lower sections of the society alone. That is what is mostly people talk about.
Not necessarily. तुम अगर Italian films देखोगे, films which were made after that neo-realist phase, filmmakers like Antonioni and Fellini, their films were also realistic, but they never dealt with so-called poor people or underprivileged. They always dealt with rich people.
Okay,
But of course they were very critical of those rich people. They were intellectually, there was a tremendous amount of intellectual vacuum in them. There was no meaningful interaction among these people of this particular class. There's a lot of alienation which was there. So these directors concentrated solely on the rich, the real, the stinking rich people of Italy, but in a very critical, through a very critical lens. Okay. So it's not that realism is used as a form only to depict people who are.
Sir, at least in India, I believe. At least in India, I believe that is what the trend is. Starting from Satyajit Ray till whatever.
Satyajit Ray, it's a misconception which I want to clear. Satyajit Ray has made 29 feature films. Apart from he's made short films also and he's made documentary films also. Satyajit Ray का तुम 29 feature films अगर तुम देखोगे, उनमें से there are only 3 films that deal with poverty. None of his other films deal with poverty. None of his other films deal with people who are from the lower strata of life. They either deal with very rich people or the middle class. ये गलतफहमी है लोगों का कि अच्छा सत्यजीत तो पॉवर्टी दिखाता है. सत्यजीत ने सिर्फ 3 ही फिल्म में पॉवर्टी दिखाया है. पौतर पांचाली है, द सेकंड फिल्म अपराजिता है, और एक है अश्वनी संकेत, डिस्टेंट थंडर व्हिच ही मेड इन 1972 बाय द सेम राइटर विभूति भूषण. पप्पू संसार में चलो मिडिल क्लास हो जाते हैं, कैट हैज बिकम मिडिल क्लास. बाकी चारुलता, अरण्य दिनरात्रि, नायक, the city trilogy that he made in the 70s, these all dealt with rich people, actually very very rich. Charulata is about a zamindar family.
I heard, I have not seen that.
See Charulata, okay, but that is also realism. But that is also realism, of course.
I'll have to see.
Okay, and Jalsa Ghar, Jalsa Ghar, as Samia Sarma says, Jalsa Ghar. Decadent,
I'll have to see.
Decadent feudalism. Okay, it's either very rich people or middle class people. ये गलत फहमी है. चलो.
मेरा भी sir, it got cleared.
Okay, चलो next one.
Yes.
So you have not dealt with the other one, na? अच्छा.
No, I have dealt. This was second one, sir. The first one was about.
Godar का है. This is ठीक है. चलो.
Thank you, sir.
Purushottam Gogoi, bolo.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
My camera would not work, as you know from last class and the classes before.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm reading from number 1, question number 1. We as the audience often marvel at the fact that films, despite seeming like a spontaneous and lucid stream of consciousness, filmmaking is much slower and deep experimental form of art. Right at the very beginning, from realizing an idea to a screenplay itself, is painstakingly long process and one that requires constant devotion. It takes years and many drafts just to write something that is so near to perfection. In Wong Kar-wai's classic In the Mood for Love, the director created many scenes where the lead characters were trapped within a physical frame to enhance their mental state of constant anxiety. He also used colorful cinematography and powerful music to create tender sensation of falling in love. But the film never shows the characters falling. But the film never shows the characters falling in deep, passionate love, which is exactly what the viewers keep pining for.
Okay.
The end of the 2007 Coen brother classic No Country for Old Men, the lead antagonist is about to kill a sweet widow who just lost her husband, and he decides to check her fate of his potential victim with a coin toss. The film never shows him committing the murder. Instead, Anton Chigurh, the lead antagonist, only checks the soles of his shoes to check for any blood stains. This is something they have shown. You will have to scroll down. Sir.
Go down.
2019 Palma d'Or winner The Shoplifter is based on a poor but happy Japanese family who shoplifts to get by daily. The characters hide their agony and desperation through generous and amicable demeanor. Actions and dialogues were playfully playful and exuberant. But in the case of Shoplifters, it's not what is said in the dialogues, but what is said in between them and through silence.
Okay.
Despite not being able to understand Andrei Tarkovsky and his films, they are a very great influence on me because of the intricate mise-en-scène and the surrealistic dream sequence. His images always speak 1,000 more words than his dialogue, and leaves a vague form of philosophy or poetry behind the audience's mind. Sometimes it is important to keep the audience at some level of doubt. Instead of spoon feeding them every single detail one by one, there can be another way of concealing some facts and highlighting others. As a filmmaker and as a potential director, I would definitely apply this tactic in my
This
stories.
is good. This is good. The last, especially the last section, तुमने जो लिखा, you're being influenced by Tarkovsky's treatment, the way he treats. Okay, so that's your personal approach as a potential filmmaker. This is good and quite clear. Okay, and the examples also that you have given, those are also good. Okay, just ऊपर जाओ थोड़ा सा नरेश, just go up a little.
I actually misunderstood the question. I thought I was supposed to talk about how character development or many little things people, great directors hide. Then again, I thought they're talking about what you can't see. It's incredible. I mean, maybe they're talking about what they're not showing and audience is thinking about.
देखो जैसे तुमने लिखा ना, there are a lot of things which I think in one of my earlier classes I quoted this famous filmmaker called Bresson. Bresson ने बोला था कि don't reveal everything to the audience, hide certain things from the audience, but hide them in such a manner so that the audience finds out. That means spoon feed मत करो audience को. Audience को खुद निकालने दो, let them discover those things which are hidden in the form of facts, because you don't show everything. Whenever you're making a film, you're always engaged in a process of selection. You're showing certain things and you're not showing a lot of more things which you're not showing. So the audience makes the connection. The audience makes the connection, but it is the duty of the filmmaker to construct the events in such a manner, in terms of the screenplay and also in terms of the mise-en-scène, the camera work and the sound designing, so that it helps, it cues the audience towards a certain understanding of the film. Okay, instead of spoon feeding everything to the audience. Okay, so that is what. So to see what is unseen, the Godard says, it is the duty of the filmmaker to make seen what is unseen. वो कैसा करेगा? That depends on his particular approach to filmmaking. Okay, Bresson will do it in a certain manner. Some other director will do it in another manner. That is what defines every director from each other. Okay, so and you have given certain examples, so which is okay by your interpretation of this thing. Wonka Rai ka Mood for Love, the director created many scenes where the lead characters are trapped within a physical frame to enhance their mental state of constant anxiety.
Frame within a frame. Because they were being cheated on.
This is very good observation. He also uses color, cinematography, and powerful music to create the tender sensation of falling in love, but the film never shows the characters falling in deep passion love, which is exactly what the viewers keep pining for, which is good. So the viewers are pining for certain things, and the director does not show that. The director shows that in a different manner. His way of treating it is entirely different from what a regular Hollywood director or what a regular Hindi film director would have done. Shown a very passionate scene, which he does not show. ठीक है ना, उसका दिखाने का तरीका अलग है. Okay, so the viewer is seeing something, watching something which he had not anticipated, which is good. The example is good. Okay, chalo, let's move on to the next question. Yeah.
Okay. From where is one point? Stanley Kubrick once said that cinema isn't capturing the reality; it is capturing the photograph of reality. Cinema is becoming more and more realistic every day. But the most primitive form of realistic filmmaking is documentary filmmaking. Documentaries appears to show real life events, human interaction and emotions in real time. It gives direct and firm opinions on social, political, and cultural structure of society, as opposed to storytelling filmmaking. Great artists like Abbas Kiarostami, Werner Herzog, have transcended the boundaries of storytelling filmmaking by introducing raw cinematography and sound design of documentaries. Herzog's recent feature film, Family Romance LLC, deals with a sensitive subject, but with, sorry sir, can you please
candid style of documentary filmmaking. Okay. Chalo, go down a little, Naresh.
So deals with candid style of documentary filmmaking. Kiarostami's casting, which was unique and very lifelike, contributed more towards his realistic nature of art, with long takes, with long lenses, and long conversations, sometimes unfolding inside a car with a stationary mounted camera, contributed to the subverted genre of poetic cinema. Very recent filmmakers such as Chloe Zhao, Nomadland and the Rider, and Sean Baker, Florida Project and Tangerine, is also a proponent of this style, with unrefined shaky camera, without any stabilizing gear, along with their stories based on underprivileged groups of society. This style of cinematography brings out more, I believe, the struggle of the characters in such stark lifestyles.
Okay. Go down a little. Yeah, Naresh. अच्छा ये है.
As a filmmaker and a potential director, I would be interested in making storytelling films in an ultra-realistic format. Taste of Cherry is one of my favorite films, not because of the story and the characters, but because of the image and its poetic nature. Wong Kar-wai's Chungking Express also had a massive impact on me, and the film was shot mostly handheld with some shots with some slow shutter and step printing of frame rates. I hope to encapsulate the narrative and the style that the few documentary films I have watched has taught me, and make films about the unknown and the disenfranchised group of society.
Okay, this is good. Especially your examples of Abbas Kiarostami. Abbas Kiarostami ka films definitely तुम close up अगर देखोगे. Okay, close up में not only Abbas Kiarostami, a lot of Iranian films. जैसे Iranian films Asghar Farhadi was very dramatic. I don't think Asghar Farhadi, of course, he's realist. His Majid Majidi and वो सर्कल किसका फिल्म है 10 जो बच्ची लड़की स्कूल में इंतजार कर रही है उसका पेरेंट्स मम्मी नहीं आए उसको लेने के लिए so she tries to reach home she tries to reach home by hitching onto different bus held by the bus conductors and co-passengers and all okay and then what happens halfway through the film okay and the camera is always at the level of the little girl, the height of the little girl. If the little girl is talking to the adults, the camera does not cut to the adults. It is always the perspective of the little girl. Okay suddenly halfway through the film what happens, the little girl, she's very angry now. Okay she's very because she's not being able to reach home. She enters a bus and goes on sits at the back seat of the bus and she seems to be very angry, the character, and suddenly she looks into the camera, straight into the camera. Okay and you as an audience ye to galat ho gaya, galti ho gaya, and suddenly the little girl says main acting nahi karunga, I'm not going to act anymore, I'm tired. Okay then it cuts to the director, the unit, Majid Majidi. Okay I think it's Jafar Panahi. It's Jafar Panahi and his assistants and the camera person. Okay लोग मनाने का कोशिश कर रहा है, अरे यार कर ले यार गुस्सा मत हो. One of the assistant directors, who's a girl, she takes her outside, they sit on the pavement, and the rest of the film is like documentary, matlab where the unit is trying to convince the girl to act, and then the director gives up, well chal chhod usko akela घूमने दे, let her try to reach home on her own, we'll follow her from a distance. Okay so देखो real मतलब fiction portion में भी she was trying to go home, और ये जो suddenly it assumes documentary format. Okay she's again trying to reach home. So the demarcating line between, and she's wearing that lapel mic, the lapel mic matlab her dialogues are being recorded, whatever she's speaking. So she gets into a taxi, she's interacting with real passengers who are not actors. Okay and we see the taxi from behind in a long shot. Okay and we can hear their conversations, we can hear their voices, and the co-passengers are not aware that their voices can be heard. Okay, so it's a wonderful film. A lot of Iranian films do this. कि जो ऋतिक घटक ने बोल रहा है कि under in the hands of a good director, okay, the demarcating line between documentary and cinema is obliterated. The film is called The Circle. Yeah, Purushottam Bugai has answered Vatsala. It's called The Circle by Jafar Panahi. It's an Italian film. It's a wonderful film. Just watch this film. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, chalo. Yeah. Yeah, this is good. Not bad. The effort is good. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
You're audible? Yeah.
The word document carries with it the meaning of something, furnishing information or evidence. In documentary films, the concept of truth is closely associated with the problem of objectivity. In a medium in which selection or manipulation is done, strict objectivity is not possible.
Okay.
Legitimacy or a feeling of authenticity can be achieved. For example, the road of waves in a sea or the moment created by a busy street can be made legitimate by its photographic reproduction. Anything that can happen can be photographed. However, in a medium where you use editing, sound designing to show parts of the footage you want to present, I think there is a problem. There lies a problem with truth. It's an ethical concern, not an aesthetic concern.
Okay. Okay.
The interpretation of truth in documentary films can be depending upon the filmmaker's interpretation of reality in general, and also the subject matter in which it will affect the presentation or the reconstruction of the subject matter. For example, if we tell about a film of a victim or a suspect, you can choose if a documentary filmmaker can intend to choose whether the subject is a victim or a suspect guilty of something or something else. The documentary subject, in case of a person, and that is not a phenomenon, interpreting reality as well as filmmakers' motives. There is also a difference between whether subject is comparable to witness or an expert. The audience interpreting the reality and the filmmaker's intention. You go down a little.
Go down, Naresh.
Presumption of fiction or truthfulness as well as the presentation, the actual documentary film. For example, the Robert J. Flaherty is usually considered a pioneer of documentary film. According to Winston, he had an exploitative relationship with the Inuit as he put his films above anything else. He admitted putting his documentary subjects in physical danger to take an enormous risks. In Man of Erin, there is a sequence in which the islanders go fishing in dangerous seas, which they would have not done in reality. And in a previous class, Naresh had told about an Indian documentary also, which I forgot to mention, where he had told the people to act in a certain way so that the documentary becomes interesting. I forgot the name. I had wrote in the paper.
Okay.
If not, Flaherty had bought their consent. Now, though documentary films seem to be in an ambiguous position somewhere between news and fiction film, it is still often regarded as something revealing things about reality. Often the filmmaker's intention is indeed to tell something about reality, and the viewer also may expect to see something real. However, the result is often closer to fiction. Also, the production of a film as well as the final product affect reality, sometimes directly and sometimes indirectly. So go down a little bit, sir.
Go down.
This is my second point, or my director, the question. In today's world, where some form of camera is accessible to almost all, there is much more democratization of cinema in terms of its access. Everything that the camera captures can be called a document, whether it be a cooking video shot by amateur hands or capturing the video of a natural occurrence, like capturing rain and storm from a balcony. However, according to me, a document can qualify or elevate into becoming a cinema only when the filmmaker's interpretation of a story goes into it. The drive to tell stories should drive cinema. And by story, I do not necessarily mean the formulated plot devices that are used to tell a story. A line of ants coming out of a hole, a cup of coffee can also become a story. Thus, I find the last line of the quotation very relevant, that the borderline between story, film, and documentary is broken again and again by all the great artists in all the periods of history of cinema.
Okay, this is good, I think, and you have brought in a very important observation, which is basically by Andre Baza, the concern is not aesthetics, the concern is ethical.
Yes, it's fine.
No, that is what Andre Baza says. Ki, matlab realist mode of filmmaking is like, you know, it's much more democratic in the sense ki the audience can decide to choose what it wants to see and what it does not want to see. Okay, yes. So it's a question of ethics and not aesthetics, basically.
Yes, yes.
And just go up a little, Naresh. Yeah, just Naresh, go up a little. Yeah, and yeah, I think you have understood and been able to understand and formulate your take on the question properly.
Yes, I partially disagree with Ghatak and partially agree with Ghatak.
That comes out, which is good. It does not. You need not always support the statement. You can always, you know, argue against the statement, because डायरेक्टर अपना जितना भी बोले ना, क्योंकि कैमरा इज अ dispassionate recorder of reality, you know, the fact that you are lensing in a certain manner,
yes, the interpretation always comes.
हाँ, वो interpretation आ ही जाता है. You cannot say कि unlike the painter, there's a complete absence of the cameraman or the director between the camera and the reality. Okay, which is very, very problematic. Plus there's something called the editing also. Editing में भी manipulation होता है, और आज के तारीख में तो color correction, कितने सारे
sound designing,
and the way you edit can change the meaning of the reality
and you shot. Many propaganda documentaries are also being shown in WhatsApp nowadays.
Of
actually
course.
Fake.
Of course.
Because everyone has a camera nowadays.
Okay, this is fair enough. I think this is good.
I didn't understand the first question. I was confused, so I didn't write that.
अच्छा, तुमने नहीं लिखा वो? अच्छा,
मैं समझा नहीं, मैं actually समझा नहीं क्या बोलना.
I hope by this time you must have understood if you have been listening to our lecture.
Yes, I got it.
Okay, chalo to the next student. Yeah.
I think we are done for today.
अच्छा, we are done for today.
बाकी लोग जो है क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हो, जो 10 मिनट रह गए हमारे पास.
सर वो जो अब पहली वाले में सर नरेश जी जैसे बोल रहे थे, मेरा एक एग्जांपल याद आया, तो वो इमेज का अंदर का मीनिंग, तो मेरा 2 एग्जांपल याद आया. वो एक है पत्थर पचाली में एक राइस का हाड़ी, हिंदी में क्या बोलता है, राइस का हाड़ी का सीन है वहां पर.
पॉट
container. Where the Bhater fan is it's coming out. It's coming out like it shows the emotion of Sarvajaya's mind. And another example I remember is from the film Nayak. There is a very dreamlike sequence of Uttam Kumar running over the money, walking over the money, and there is a telephone, and there is a skeleton. There is a skeleton where it resembles that how fake the world of the Nayak, the hero, has become with money. And there is also cut to a scene where when he was doing theater, when he was doing art for art's sake, and now it is also all about money. So I got these 2 examples when previously Naresh sir was asking others about the film, the inner meaning of a film through an image. Yes, sir. That's it, sir.
Okay, any questions? ये क्या है? Good one from Shashank to everyone. Good one, Samia. If in a Pusan, there's a scene where smoke bellows from Chula and also the train in the background. Immediately after that, the heroine dies. So what is it that you're trying to say? This is smoke as a symbol of death. Okay. But I'll warn you against too much of reading. You know, ऐसा नहीं है कि smoke, it cannot always be literal symbolism. मतलब, it may not be. I mean, you can always. I'll tell you a very interesting anecdote. Okay, this is a very famous American filmmaker called Sidney Lumet. Okay, sometimes क्या होता है, we tend to overread. जैसे कि अभी सामिया ने एग्जाम्पल दिया ना, वो चावल उबल रहा है, तो it depicts the character state of mind. Okay, I think it is too literal. जो शशांक ने भी सबको लिखा।
सर ये सत्यजीत राय खुद ने लिखा है।
अच्छा, सत्यजीत ने खुद ने लिखा है। अच्छा, आई वाज नॉट अवेयर।
विषय चलचित्र बुक में लिखा है ये।
अच्छा, ठीक है,
बंगाली बुक है।
I know, I have it, yeah. So you tell me the next day, you tell me the chapter, I'll read it. फिर शशांक ने लिखा कि अपूर्व संसार में भी वैसा ही है, smoke bellows from the chula and also background में there's a train. Immediately after that, the heroine dies, so the smoke symbolizes death. I'm not very sure, लेकिन एक चीज मैं बताना चाहता हूँ, very interesting anecdote about Kurosawa. You know, Kurosawa made a film. Akira Kurosawa is known as the emperor of filmmaking, the emperor of cinema. Okay, so he's made nearly 30 feature films in his life. So he made a film called Ran, R-A-N, based on William Shakespeare का King Lear. So तुम जब विलियम शेक्सपियर का प्ले के ऊपर कोई फिल्म बना रहे हो, तो naturally it becomes a period film. Period film मतलब a film which is set in another era, 200 years ago, or even it could be 50 years ago, or it could be 500 years ago. Okay, so the Ran is set in a period maybe 15th century Japan or 14th century Japan. Okay, because it's a Shakespearean drama. So Ran, so very visually rich canvas. Okay, it's a very visually enriching experience. So बहुत लोगों को बहुत पसंद आया. तो अपना Sidney Lumet, a very famous American director, he's dead now. He's made a lot of films. तो उसने Ran देखा, और these Hollywood people, they are huge admirers of Kurosawa. So he met this guy Kurosawa at some point, and he, started exulting on the film Ran. And he said, sir, I saw your film, what a great film, blah, 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 blah. And particularly that shot, he described a particular shot, okay, and he went on telling Kurosawa that there's so layers of meanings and symbolism and metaphor, etc., etc. Okay, so how did you arrive at that particular composition, which, gives us so much of layers of meanings? Okay, so Kurosawa heard him out very patiently, and then told him, देखो यार, मैं जब वो शॉट ले रहा था, तो मैं तुम्हें सच्ची बता रहा हूँ कि अगर मैं कैमरा had I moved, panned my camera a little to the left, the Tokyo airport was entering the frame, and when I was trying to pan the camera a little to the right, the Sony factory was entering the frame. So that was the only angle left for me to choose from. Okay, and that is how I decided on that particular angle. So what I'm trying to say, sometimes we as viewers or we as critics derive a lot of meaning, which may not have been there in the mind of the director. That does not mean कि we will not engage in that practice. Of course, we'll engage in that practice. हमें अगर कोई फिल्म देख के या कोई सीन देख के लग रहा है यहाँ से ऐसा मीनिंग इमर्ज कर रहा है, we have every right to interpret that. So even though I don't quite agree with Shashank, but अगर शशांक को लगा है कि वो जो he's trying to associate smoke with death, he's most welcome. Okay, but that may not always be the case with the director, because once the director has made the film, it is out of his hands. He has no, he cannot change the film anymore. It is completely out of his hands. Okay. Anyway, anything else?
Sir, I have not a question, a request.
Bolo?
We get these exercises every Friday and Saturday. Can it be possible if you give us more exercises?
I'll intervene in between. I do not want from next time Google cut and paste. Okay? No, it is not going to help them. It is not going to help them.
I know that because examination hall ke andar to you will not be able to Google la.
20 minutes time you are supposed to take precisely 30 minutes, whatever time suits you, without the help of Google, and write down the answer.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir, but I have not written my answers from Google.
It will not help.
I have not written my answers from Google.
I'm not asking you whether you have written or not. That examiner will figure it out when you will write over there in the examination. But I'm not going to give you 1 week's time for the question. It will be a day before precisely, and I'm suggesting.
No, sir. Like, just give us. I'm talking about just give us some exercises so we can exercise in our own or something like that.
First, you try to answer these questions first, and you know what time you have sent the questions answer. You know that, na?
Very
so
late.
Including it as exception. I am a very disciplined person, and I believe in a hard work and on time. If you are not on a time, please don't send it. When I say 4 o'clock, it means 4 o'clock. You don't understand the meaning of filmmaking. If you don't reach
I
at
send
4
before
o'clock,
4 o'clock.
No, let me finish. If you don't reach on the 4 o'clock for the sunrise shot in the northeast, next day you have to come and you have wasted the producer's money of 2 lakh, 5 lakh or 10 lakh. That is, forget about Kurosawa, Tarkovsky, Bergman. It is a discipline required for this business. And if you don't have a discipline, I'm sorry to say, you have chosen a wrong profession. So you would be given first, we should follow your schedule or you should follow our schedule. First, you try to contemplate what is being discussed. And we have been giving you the exercises in the past also on something called XYZ situation. So those things are in the pipeline. But first try to understand what is being asked in the examination so far, which you have not so far. So if you contemplate on these topics, we could give our opinion. Fine. We will read it out and that's it. But it will not help you. So these, because we have a 2-hour limitation, so in that limitation, whatever maximum we can do that. Those people who are not attempting is fine. We have no problem. But those who are attempting, at least they should be benefited. If you want, we should give you a little this extra time. That will not be possible. And what you calling it an exercise, if you recollect very carefully, Ranjan has clearly told you that go on the Google and which I have figured it out. There are called story prompt. Okay. And there in those prompts, they have given you the 10 stories, 20 stories, what other people have contributed. Right, Ranjan?
Yeah.
So you can read it. So here the sample would be given, not the spoon feeding. Because there's a 2-hour time for 2 days. You have a 5 more days to figure it out by yourself also. You can also contemplate, you can also figure it out many things.
Sir, can I say something?
Yeah.
Yeah, sir, Vatsala speaking. So, sir, sometimes there's some confusion regarding few terms. Like last time it was priority of popular and academia. So maybe if we can have just one discussion class or two, just you and Naresh sir explaining to us some concepts, it would be appreciated.
Yes, sir, we were discussing about that.
You cannot have 2 classes on this word called academia.
No.
Will not be repeated. These are now something called academia. If you do the research, you will find it out the meaning of it and the understanding of it also. It's not complicated, but you are not able to connect some time with the question. So
yes, sir. Yes,
that is what Ranjan was giving his input on and off on all the question, whatever was discussed yesterday or whenever the class was there. He was giving very clearly the input on a situation wherever something strike in his mind, he was giving the input. This is what you are not able to connect.
Yes, sir.
So something which is being asked will not be repeated. You got my point? So something new would come. So why we are attempting it to make you realize that, look, this is the format so far. I have framed around 40 questions which could be possibly asked. Okay. So at some point we would be sending you those questions also. But as of now, we want first to carry on with the current thing, and then we will get into the next 20 classes after we finish the previous year question papers. Otherwise, we will not take up this. In between, you will keep jumping on and off and say, sir, this question was asked in that particular year. What does it mean? Got my point?
Yes, sir.
We wanted to finish with whatever is being asked. Then I have formulated 40 questions which we will be giving you as an exercise. Are you getting my point? Because this question will not be asked again. So what is going to be expected question?
Yes, sir.
देखो क्या है, I'll tell you, Vatsala and the others, Samya, कि ये तुमने हाँ अभी साम्या भी लिखा कि we actually meant to say if you could take class on various concepts. So ये concepts we are discussing right away ना. Today we discuss the concept of
आज जो
realism.
है
हाँ
Ranjan, I let
yeah.
You had very clearly mentioned the difference between formalism and realism. You got my by manipulating the reality, and so this could be a one. Now you should have a little intelligence.
Now you can, what you can do instead of we having holding classes on these concepts, now that you know the concepts, at least heard the concepts, okay, you can actually Google up on your own, or you can read the book by James Monaco, okay, na? Where you will get answers to all these questions. जो clarification जो तुम्हें चाहिए, what exactly is realism, what exactly is expressionism. Expressionism is a part of formalism.
In art, there are 50 movements in art, and which are on and off being utilized in cinema also.
Okay, आज के तारीख में तो हमारे टाइम में तो बस there was no computers, forget Google, ठीक है ना? So we had to go to libraries and fetch books from here and there and read and all. Okay, आज के तारीख में तो घर बैठे बैठे तुम मोबाइल में you can Google up all these concepts and things will be clear.
And download hundreds of PDF files.
Yeah.
Download hundreds of PDF. Every day I download around 10 to 5 PDF file of various expensive books, which I think I just need for a reference sake, but not to buy it. I do buy it. But today, like say for example, he mentioned about the difference between the painting and photography. So I can formulate a question, mention 5 differences between painting and photography. Is it a very great question? Can't you formulate yourself? You can also formulate yourself. But if you sleep and if you look for a spoon feeding, it is not going to happen.
नहीं देखो क्या है FTI question paper में क्या है, you are not required to know all these things, but you have to think on your toes because you are not prepared ना. ऐसा नहीं है कि काऊ के ऊपर ऐसे लिखने के लिए आएगा, हाँ तो तुमने काऊ के ऊपर ऐसे मेमोराइज करके गया. They can ask you about they can ask you anything, so you have to think on your toes. So you are required to be knowledgeable. How do you gather that knowledge? By constantly reading, by constantly preparing for the exams, like the IAS exams, जो मैं कल भी मैंने बोला था. और ये जो हम लोग अभी कर रहे हैं, these are practice sessions just to make you understand how to approach these questions. First, try to understand the questions, and then accordingly you write the answers. You may not have the information, then it's bad luck. Then it is seriously bad luck. But that is what the examination is about. It is not only an examination for selecting people, it is also an examination for eliminating candidates.
Correct.
ठीक है ना? जिन लोग को पता है वो लोग को, उन लोग के अंदर भी बहुत टफ कंपटीशन होगा. जिन लोग का पता नहीं है वो लोग ऑटोमेटिकली एलिमिनेटेड हो जाएंगे, ठीक है. और जिन लोग को पता नहीं है, क्यों पता नहीं है, either first of all it's a question of luck also. It's not possible for everybody to know about everything, है ना? So you are prepared a lot, but unfortunately what you are prepared, those things did not come in the exams. Then it is very unfortunate. Okay, but if you are prepared a lot and fortunately whatever you have prepared, the questions are related to that, then you are fortunate. But also try to understand there could be other people also who are equally well prepared like you. So the competition becomes more tough. That is why there are only 10 seats. There are 8 seats for every discipline: direction, camera, sound, editing, and production designing, and acting. There are six streams. Each stream will take 8 students. Okay, so you are aspiring for direction seat. Okay, so they will ultimately select 8 students, but there are at least 800 people from all over not only in India, but from places like Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, and all, who are, of course, those are foreign students. 8 students for those 8 seats. There are 800 students from India who are trying to get in.
So the 10 seats, 1 for SC, 1 for SC, 3 for OBC, and 5 for general nowadays.
Oh, 5. So if you do not belong to these categories, if you belong to the general category, okay. So even in these SC/ST categories, maybe there's so many thousands of SC/ST candidates who are trying to get in, na? So वहाँ पे भी competition है.
Last year the statistic is that 1200 students apply for there. 1200. Between 1200 to 1400 students apply, so it's not that big a competition, but still.
Yeah. It's not that big a competition, but still, yeah.
Tough competition. Out of 100, one will get it on an average. So what you are saying is that I gave you example of 2 films. I have given you example of 2 films. Now from there, you need to piggy ride and go. And I have also told you the formula, how you can find the analysis. But for that, you have to invest the time, energy, go to the IMDb, read about all those reviews. Earlier, they were not available when we were preparing for FTI. So today, lot of things are available on internet, provided you devote time and energy. If you don't devote time and energy, and if you expect within 2 hours we will give you some medicine and you will be cured, it will not. It will not. So don't worry. For 20 days in the near future, there are roughly around 40 questions are already been prepared. So in a day, at least 2 questions can be definitely discussed. But they are just an assumption that something like that may be asked. Because I have studied these question papers and have been into academic for consistently for so many years. So I know what could be the mindset of FT. See, question paper would be set up by someone who is into academics, but not by one person. They ask around 10 to 20 different people from all over the places throughout the country, and then they prepare out of it. You got my point? So this is the
point. Select, the questions are prepared by so many people from all over the country, and there's a committee which selects from amongst those questions. They select certain questions for the final paper for the entrance exam.
Correct.
Okay.
So this is fine.
So देखो मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ देखो you don't have to read so many books. You just read a couple of books. I've already given you one name, How to Read a Film by James Monaco. Yesterday I gave you this Jay Arjun Singh का जो ये blog spot है, okay, Jabberwocky, okay, वो पढ़ो regular. He writes regular features on articles on films he conducts. He takes interviews of filmmakers and all. Okay, so that is it's a gold mine of useful information. A lot of concepts get very cleared. You get to understand, you gather a lot of knowledge about different kinds of cinema, different periods. Okay, so he's a very erudite guy. So ऐसा 3-4 किताबें पढ़ो and newspapers अच्छी तरीके से पढ़ो, magazines अच्छी तरीके से पढ़ो. You must know your country. That is very, very important, because you gather also about primarily about the art and culture, जो जनरल नॉलेज में आता है. ठीक है, चलो then we'll meet next week.
Okay, thank you very much. And
yeah.
Just, you can sign it off, and I will ask these people to poll and just I'm launching this poll. Just mark your attendance. So don't worry that there are roughly around 40 questions I have prepared, which I would call it as expected questions. But again, in a single day, we will be able to take up only 2 questions because they are the discussion. They will be sent it to you also. Okay, so that's it. But again, you don't depend upon us. You depend upon here. A lot of things are being done, but you also think yourself. If I can think, you can also think those things. Maybe I'm more experienced than you for sure, but still you can also think of yourself. Okay.
Sir, Naresh sir, can I ask one thing? Sir, yeah, sir, you have told that you have made the list of 100 films to watch, sir. Sir, could you please share that?
I would share that. I would share. These films are primarily the films which are being nominated for the Best Foreign Language Oscar. I'm just giving you one example. All these names, you can go to the Google from the 60s and 70s and 50s. 55 onward, but still I would send you the list of the film which I personally like. Okay, that would be the better. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye-bye.